In the first video in this module, we talked about literary theory. In this second video, I want to present a short list of literary elements that will get you started on the road to being able to discuss the book you should be reading by now, The House on Mongo Street by Sandra Cisneros. In the first video, I presented a few literary elements. And the first one was genre. So before we start talking about a work and discussing it in any detail, we need to figure out what kind of work we're dealing with. What genre is this? What type is it? Is it poetry? Is it fiction? Is it nonfiction? Is it drama? What is it? That helps you take an approach to how you're going to analyze that literary work and talk about it. Narrator. We talk about a narrator when we're talking about a book or we're talking about a play. We talk about a speaker when we're talking about poetry. In either case, it is who is presenting the ideas, who's telling the story. Is it a first person, someone who's actually in the story, telling the story? Or is it a third person narrator? Those are two possible decisions, and we'll talk about narrator and speaker in a lot more detail as this session unfolds. But for now, think about narrator as who's telling the story and what point of view do they have? Are they inside the story and speaking, or are they standing somewhere outside the story? Setting. Where does the story take place? And in the case of Where the Wild Things Are, we saw that setting can actually sometimes become a character in the story. It was important that Max could develop an imaginary world that we get inside of in order for Max to be able to tell the story of his encounter with the wild things and what that means. Motif. A red sky works well as a motif in some works. A dark sky works well as a motif. In any case, it becomes an image that carries meaning inside a story or a poem. So motif, M-O-T-I-F, motif is a recurring image in a story that carries some meaning with it. Theme. I'd have to say the overall theme of my Where I'm From poem is the big black dog. And what the big black dog means in my life and how important she is. In Where the Wild Things Are, you could look at a theme there. So a theme is an important universal kind of idea. In Where the Wild Things Are, you might look at it from the standpoint of anger, child tantrums and anger, and coping with them, and dealing with them in a way that allows a child to maintain his or her autonomy while still being under a parent's control and protection. I would see that as a great theme in Where the Wild Things Are. The last one I want to give you in this particular little video is tone. So tone can be really important. Is the tone somber and serious? Is the tone humorous? Is the tone ironic or sarcastic? Are we supposed to take everything at face value? and so forth and so on. And sometimes it takes a little digging to deal with tone. But tone can be very important as a literary element. Okay, I've given you a short list of literary elements to take with you, hopefully, into your reading of The House on Mungo Street. And we'll talk some more at our face-to-face meeting.